Welcome, Cancer. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot getting ready to do your September reading. I've laid out the cards on the axis of the horoscope wheel. We'll clarify with another tarot deck, and I'll finish up with one of a couple of oracle decks. Welcome to all of you that are new and to all of you that are my regulars. I thank you so much for your time. So let's get started, Cancer, with your overall energy. We have the Three of Pentacles, a card I love. It's about you're building something with collaborators. You're bringing your talent, your expertise, your knowledge to a group of others who have a variety of expertise. And you're consciously agreeing to work together to elevate the quality of a service or a product. This is you building something beautiful, long-lasting, and in a way that allows you to work outside of a hierarchical model. There are no bosses here. There are no employees or staffers. This team that you select, that you participate, that you each choose each other to work with is very organic. And this is a beautiful opportunity for you to do something you love, you're good at, and to create something really magnificent with others. In the first house, we have your focus and concentration is on one, receiving the rewards of something you've achieved. You've accomplished something. You're closing it out. You're finishing up a long journey. You've been through all the steps on the path. You've passed every test and marker, and you are now, if not receiving all the worldly rewards that you might have liked, you certainly have acknowledged how much you've gained in terms of skills, experience, and a desire to know that you can bring something to a successful conclusion. This is a door closing and another one opening for you. In the fourth house, the house of your foundation, your family, your home, the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is in a variety of decks, it's differently depicted. It is commonly depicted to be the kind of movement of a lot of ideas, communication, messages coming in, some of which you've initiated and some which you have worked with others in concert to move in this direction, having an impact much larger than you could have imagined. So my sense is that the feelers that you are putting out around this new confab, this new team, this new project is taking off in a way that you may not have expected. It may prompt you to travel, certainly to reach out internationally, to include a diversity of communities, or it's impacting in a way that was unimagined when you began. Perhaps the need for the resource or the tool you're creating is much greater than you imagined. In the seventh house, the house of your significant others, we have the Two of Swords. This is about a crossroads, a decision you need to make. It may have to do with travel. It certainly has to do with your foundation, your family, your domestic environment in some way. You are given some choices, but it's the information that you are aware that you need is difficult for you to see. It's difficult for you to look at that. There's something very close to you that you have a hard time focusing on for any number of reasons. But what's most important is that the process of seeking the information you need, getting the details on perhaps an opportunity to purchase something is critical, because as you explore the context for your choices, you will find a multitude of options that you hadn't anticipated. What's important here is that you be brutally honest with yourself. In the 10th house, the house of your social identity, your the way others see you, the Chariot card is one of your cards. It's a ruler of Cancer. Many associate this with Cancer. You are liberating yourself from this difficult choice, this difficult crucible, I believe, that you are facing at this time. Something's ended, and your way forward may be torturous, may be difficult. It may be hard to separate yourself from the environment or the relationships that were contained in this closure. But you are making those choices. You're taking the contradiction or the conflicts that are arising or have arisen, and you are moving away through the feet of your concentration and attention to a liberation. You're extricating yourself from a situation that has been, for you, very compromising. And you're now prepared and ready, feeling ready to move on this new path. I'm going to clarify the World card in the first house with the Three of Swords in the second house and the Sun card in the third house. There's a pattern of behaviors, there's a pattern of experiences, perhaps disappointments, failures that you have been focusing on. The pattern may be, these disappointments may be reflecting on a set of values that you no longer feel are in alignment with you. This can be the result of your experience of never coming to a clear fruition around perhaps certain relationships. I knew there were two cards here. And the other card is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, I like that. So the Three of Swords is this pattern that you are finally healing from. It's a pattern you recognize, a pattern you see that is reflecting how you are no longer in alignment, perhaps, with values that you inherited. The Wheel of Fortune is indicating that this is your time to accept something new, to be received, to put yourself out there in a new way. And with the Sun card here, it is everything about putting yourself forward. You're putting your ideas forward. You're putting yourself in a situation where you have to share what you want, what you know, what you envision. And I see the possibility of this new project as being a way for you to step out, to represent your ideas, and to receive a different kind of reception than you've had before, where you have perhaps always moved along without much attention focused on you as an individual. You're now coming from a place of grabbing, taking your own happiness, moving towards what makes you feel good, what allows you to shine, and you're taking that risk. This is a big risk for you because it's not an area of comfort is what I'm getting. You're still processing the disappointments that you have experienced, but you are willing to throw caution, focus your attention, and move towards what makes you happy and be out there. Because receiving the attention for what you're planning, what you're doing for your newfound values is really releasing you, allowing you to luxuriate, to take pleasure and joy in who you are. The Eight of Wands in the fourth house is clarified by the Nine of Coins in the fifth and the Ace of Wands in the sixth. You're definitely moving in a place of incredible independence. It doesn't matter what your status, what your family relationships are, where you're located. You have found an independence with your creative voice. This is what's empowering. In fact, your willingness to invest some of your stability, some of your security in a way that doesn't jeopardize that independence at all. But in pursuit of being who you are, because this feels like a real radical shift in the context of your family of origin or the traditional values you grew up with. This is empowering you to try something new, to start on a new journey, to move in a new direction, perhaps even pursue a different lifestyle, or, as is the case sometimes, continuing on a path of creation or development with a new perspective, with a new sense of being seen and being counted, knowing that you have authority to manifest in your own garden, on your own terms, and to enjoy every step of the process. I feel a huge shift in your self-regard here, in your alignment with those values that honor and respect who you are. The Two of Swords in the 7th house is clarified by the Hangman in the 8th house and the 10 of Swords in the 9th house. A lot of closure, a lot of endings here. And it's interesting as you release old affiliations, old behaviors of your own that you've taken full responsibility for. You are allowing yourself to reconnect with yourself in a new way because you're a new person now. You're not the person that perhaps experienced the same disappointments, some of them from childhood, but you are no longer the person who pursued a repetitive pattern of trauma. That may be slightly dramatic, but you are instead able to heal from that, recognize it no longer serves you, it no longer reflects your needs or desires, and you're able to move away from that. But first, you're able to step back from this really exciting dynamic in your life. You're stepping back enough to observe yourself and observe the necessity for looking at things differently. And some of that has been the result of this new experience of stepping out and being counted for the things that you believe in. Communicating who you are, being okay with that being seen and being public in a way that is less comfortable for you. The Chariot in the 10th house is clarified by the 8 of Swords in the 11th house and the Page of Coins in the 12th house. You are so renewed in many ways. You're so, in some ways, overwhelmed by the kinds of shifts that are happening at a profound level in your life. The coming out of the sun is in some ways symbolizing the ability to come out of your shell, to be who you are. In this card, instead of the little naked baby on horseback, we have the butterfly coming out of its cocoon. And in some ways that I feel that you're experiencing that sense of not only exposure, but of allowing your natural gifts and talents to be on full display, because in part that helps others to open up, to revel, to enjoy, and be reminded of the sacred mission of our compact in life, our ability to be happy. That is, in many ways, our ultimate goal, to be our true selves, to bring full awareness and consciousness to who we are, and our capacity and our potential, so that it can be overwhelming. There's a lot of feelings here that you are processing, and the sense of rejuvenation, rebirth, renewal, and then focus is really a lot to take in. So in many ways, it behooves you to heal yourself and also to accept this new place that you're at in the world. You're a beginner all over again in a good way. You are comfortable learning how to do things and starting at the start, starting at the beginning, to build a plan, to build your vision in full knowledge of your capacity. I hope this is resonating for you, Cancer. If so, you know the drill. Please like and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I love all your comments, your donations, your heartfelt of support that I feel from you. So thank you, Cancer. For the oracle card, I pulled indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. I hope this is helpful. Until next time, Cancer. Namaste.